3, 2, 1. You're on.
Hey, Dance Man Robin, this is week 3 at Oaks Park West Coast Swing. We created a massive West Coast stuff. We had 150 people out here on the dance floor, probably over 200 at the dance. We started by lining them up kind of by skill level, and we did a whole bunch of beginning stuff. Beginning people, I did a better job on week 2, so go back to week 2. If you're on the video, it might be up there. Otherwise, go to week 2 of West Coast Swing and you'll get the breakdown of beginning stuff.
What week is that?
Week 2.
Okay.
Week 2. What I'm going to do tonight, or right here now, is I'm going to break down the stuff that we did that was a little bit higher level that I want all of you to get. And I'm going to dance it with Linda for a second with the lead stuff, so I show you how it's used, and then I'll break everything down into detail. So here's what we did. Okay. When I did a sugar push, I did a point and go. So I went 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. On a pass, I went 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. I also added an anchor of side and go. I also added a side, and for the leader, I went side and cross. And for those of you that did flybacks, that's where you go fly back there. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
So let me break it down for you. I'm going to be the leader first, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go point and step, point and step, point and step. If I'm doing a sugar push, I usually go 1 and 2. So when I do this, I'll go 1 and 2. I will go 1 and 2, and it's a nice point. I'll do a different angle. Point, back, back, point, back, back. That's the technique, but if I were doing a sugar push, it would be 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Also for the leaders, I added this side and in. So if I did a sugar push of 1 and 2, 3 and 4, I went 5 and 6. I also added an anchor of 5 and cross. So then when I went back 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Okay? So as a leader, I could do both of those. So I could go, if I were doing a sugar push, I could go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5. If I did it on a pass, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Or 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 1 and 2. So we're doing the kickball change, which is kick, go back on a sugar push, kick and cross if I'm doing it on a underarm pass. And you can put them in together, you can combine them, you can do one at a time, it doesn't matter, but mix and match. All right, is that enough for the leaders? Good. Follows. What we did was the same thing. I'll go here first. We went point, step, step, point, step, step. So if you were doing a sugar push, you would be going 1 and 2. So when you do your point, you'd go point, step, step. So you're in the same place. Again, for the follows, point, step, step. Don't kick, but point. So I'm going point, step, step, point, step, step, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, point, step, step, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, point, step, step, 3 and 4, side and go, 1, 2. So you can do that point and cross on any, or point and go on any of those. Again, I added the anchor of going 4, 5 and 6, or 5 and 6. And again, they can be done on any of the moves. So again, as a follow, you're going forward 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 1. Okay? So again, we did all those things. I'll go back to the leader for a second. Leaders, one of the things you should be doing, and it was part of my lesson, I didn't get to it, is you should be doing hand changes. So when you do a pass, you should change from left to right, right to left. Another thing that I did is I turned my body. So if I were doing an underarm pass and I went 1, 2, 3, and 4, I'd go 5 and 6. So now if I did my point and cross, because my slot is there, or I could go point and cross because I still need to lead the lady that way. So again, I could do a left side pass, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I could go 5 and 6, 1 and 2, or once I get here, I could go 1 and 2, or just going touch, step, step. All of those things are just toys. They're like parts of the Lego to put in there. For the ladies, there's a thing called tracing. And again, I'm a 60-year-old bald guy. But if you trace neck, trace midline, trace the waist, that's a hard one to say, trace the waist. And it's just taking your inactive hand, so when this one's being used, and you do something, you can always trace with that hand, and it always helps you keep it in play. It gives you a chance to dress it up a little bit. But again, I was gonna have you do that of just tracing your body with that hand. I don't do it very well, but you can also go up or down. You can go hair up or down. Oop, the other way. Yeah, down or up. You can do all of those. So again, for anybody, you can add a little bit here and there just to bring your game up a little bit. So I gave you a bunch of little parts. Take those parts, practice on them. So next week, when you get out here and you start dancing and doing your stuff, you can build your game up a little bit, because I want you to be that 3-story mansion dancer, a marvelous mansion dancer. Robin, Dance Man Robin here. See you next week.